In this video, we will understand a bit more about PowerShell and how to install Azure Module in PowerShell. This is one of the prerequisites that you need to know and be aware to prepare and clear AZ-104 certification from Azure. So, if you're familiar with PowerShell commands and PowerShell ID, installing Azure Module in PowerShell would make it easy for you to create scripts to automate infrastructure creation and monitoring in Azure. So, to begin with, open up your PowerShell in an administrator mode to give you full permission to run commands that you need to install uh, Azure modules. In order to install any new module in PowerShell, you need to use the command install module. So it is install hyphen module followed by the name of the module. So AZ is the name of the module for everything around Azure commands that you need to run from PowerShell. So name AZ hyphen and then the repository. So we are trying to specify the repository from where this the module AZ should be picked up. It is PS gallery. So this is the PowerShell gallery from where you would be able to it like your NuGet packages and npm packages. PS gallery is all the modules that Windows and Microsoft store for PowerShell modules. Followed by I'm going to add the force command. So this is basically to if any override or existing commands or existing modules for AZ, if any, it will override and replace. So by executing this module, it would take few minutes, but ultimately you will see the commands getting installed and able to connect. So let's wait for this module to be installed to continue. So it is now trying to install individual modules like accounts, AKS, app service, each and every module related to Azure would install. So once installed, you will be able to again in some cases you will need to restart a PowerShell or even your systems, but in this case, the Azure module is installed with no issues. And if I just try to run AZ, try to connect to my commands, right? To my Azure, the command Azure connect hyphen EZ account, it would basically launch similar to Azure CLI. It would launch a browser asking you to authenticate yourself against your account using your email ID and password, which then you can use to. So here I'm going to use another account, provide my email ID, and password. So here I have logged in successfully into my account using my credentials, and I'm uh, I'm now able to connect to this system without to this Azure account into the uh, and will be able to start executing my commands using Azure PowerShell. Now, if there's a updated version in the PowerShell gallery for on this particular module, the AZ module, you'll be able to always update to the new module and then provide the name of the module. And I'm going to add force here. Force is not mandatory. I'm basically forcing it to override any errors or mismatch you get. The update module would basically update the existing module to any newer version that Azure or Microsoft would have published into PS Gallery. So let's wait for it would basically validate and check for any updates. If any new versions are there, it would update the module. Now, if you want to, for some reason, uninstall the Azure module from your system, then you will have to run two commands. One is remove hyphen module and give the name AZ. So, for some reason, if you want to remove AZ module from your system, then you need to run two commands. And the first command is to remove module command with the name of the command, followed by I'm going to ask it to ignore any error that might come in because of either continue any error that occurs when it is trying to remove. I've asked it to silently continue without notifying the user. And now once it is removed, I'll be able to uninstall the module and provide the name AZ. Optionally, you can also specify which particular version you want to remove or remove all the versions. It would go ahead and uninstall AZ module from PowerShell. So these are the commands that you need to install, update, and configure Azure module in PowerShell. And also, if you want to uninstall, you can go ahead and use uninstall command. As I said, this is one of the tool that Azure provides to monitor, manage, and create infrastructure at scale, and it is a prerequisite for AZ-104 certification and learning Azure administration.